There are moments in your life that seem normal, that on most days would not stand out.
It's not every day you can save somebody's life, you know, and if you can do that, that says a lot for you personally.
For 13 years, Martha Nixon's kidneys had been heading toward failure. As she approached 70, she was looking at a lifetime spent on dialysis unless she was able to find a healthy kidney for transplant.
Dialysis is a way to survive. Transplant is just quantum leaps above that. Patients go back to normal lives. They stop a couple times a day to take medication, but they're able to go back and become husbands, wives, fathers, mothers.
Without hesitation, James, one of 7 siblings raised by Martha and her late husband, got himself tested to see if he was a healthy candidate. Very little time passed between his clean diagnosis and his trip to the operating room.
I went in like on a Thursday, and that following Tuesday, I was in surgery with my mom.
Martha Nixon is one of more than 100 people who get transplants of all kinds, liver, kidney, and pancreas, at VCU Health's Hume-lee Transplant Center. The Transplant Center is named after 2 pioneers in the world of transplantation, Dr. David Hume, who started the program at VCU, and Dr. hume-lee, who led the program for 2 decades. The record of achievement at Hume-lee Transplant Center is extraordinary and includes Virginia's first ever human kidney transplant and first liver transplant, among so many other pioneering efforts.
I think patients coming in now should know that we've had more experience than practically any institution in the United States in terms of liver transplantation.
And if you look at the major metrics in transplantation as it's performed here at VCU, namely patient survival, graft survival, the ability to transplant more often than one would expect, and being able to use the organs that are being offered, hume-lee really stands out.
For people like Martha, the decision to have transplant surgery is, of course, difficult at best. The news that her kidney was failing and that she had to choose between a lifetime of dialysis and a new kidney was tough to hear.
I cried because I was real nervous and I was scared. And then I got over it.
I think it's important to have a kidney transplant because there are many other organ systems in the body that are affected by kidney failure, so that the cardiovascular system, bone disease, metabolism, things like that, which are affected and continue to deteriorate while patients are on dialysis. The kidney transplant does offer improvements in those areas.
For transplant patients like Martha, the best alternative is a live kidney donor. The wait list, of course, is far shorter and more predictable, but the live donor transplant is also a better alternative for more years of healthy living.
Simply put, it's a better product. The donor is an individual that's deemed to be supremely healthy. The circumstances in which we're donating the kidney are incredibly controlled. It's an elective operation. The time crunches that come with transplantation are managed down to the minute. And so the end result, as you might expect, is that the kidney works better up front and it continues to work better year after year after year.
I think at VCU we have a very good team that I work with, and that's what pushes you. The team pushes you and you push the team, and excellence is what we strive for. And I think we're used to it now. Excellence is part of the everyday, everything we do is excellence. I mean, we strive for it.
As James and Martha enjoy these breezy moments in his backyard, he shies away from any talk of heroics. He says he simply performed an act of love for a woman who said raising 7 children was a joy.
So like 4 in the morning, they got me up and said, your kidney took to your mother's system, and I thought that was the most rewarding thing.
I think they're heroes to willingly go through an extensive evaluation, to literally be poked and prodded, physically and psychologically, so that sometimes a loved one, but sometimes somebody that they've never met can have their life saved or their life prolonged is really incredible to me.
VCU's Hume-lee Transplant Center can help you find many extra years of good health, of productivity, and of life, especially when there are so many heroes around.